Hello, everybody. This is Calico Kate. Welcome. If you're new here, I am so glad you're stopping in. If you're not new, welcome to the chaos. I have a medium-sized haul, I guess it is. I went to get my hair done, and Jenny, which is my daughter-in-law's stepmom, did my hair. I walked in and she said, "Oh girl, we got to wash that gray out of your hair." And we did. We figured out together. I had not had anything done to my hair since before Christmas. Yeah, it was time. There's just other stuff that came up, and we were in Florida, and yeah. But anyway, I stopped at the New For You, and I got these fat quarters for $1. Can you believe it? And they had a big pile of them, but I didn't need a big pile. I just picked some that were kind of grungy. The other colors I just wasn't thrilled with. But these I knew I could do in journals. I thought this would be pretty inside a journal even. This looked fall. So did this. So anyway, I just picked those up for fun. I also picked up this hole puncher. I don't have hardly any of these. And I don't even know if it's going to work. Maybe not. Here, I wonder if I do too thicker, if that helps. I don't even know much about these things. And if it doesn't work, I'll take it back. I don't know if it's bent or what, but they don't want to come out. There. Okay. Maybe I need to hit aluminum foil or something like that. Let me know if I bought it for $3. If it works, it's a great buy. If it doesn't work, well, not so great, right? If it doesn't work, I'll take it back. I won't get my money back, but I'll get 40% of my money back, I guess. But if you know how I can, but to stamp it up, so, oops. So if you know what I need to do, please let me know. I saw these, and Messy Missy is getting ready to have a summer, pocket letter. I think it's called swap. And if you want to join, it's on her Facebook. Write her name down so I can put it in the description. And some of the stuff, I had that in mind. Pardon the rattling. I know that bothers some people. I love it. I love crackling and all that kind of noise, but I know not everyone does. Now, these aren't Post-its. These are more like a cardstock cloud. I thought they could be painted. I thought they could be put in our journals as writing spots. And I have a plethora. So when I do that letter swap, not letter swap, I have to look at what it's actually called. But anyway, I will put some of these in there. But I just thought they were fun for all kinds of stuff. This was an impulsive grab. And I'll tell you why I was even tempted. Well, there's paper clips. I don't really need the paper clips, but hey. There's these little stars, which nothing else. Emerson and I'll play with them. I can cut these out for different times. That kind of stuff. Look at all those frog stickers. Anybody need frogs? Ribbit, ribbit, ribbit. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's what it says. 6 sheets of frogs. Cute, cute. I love their little happy faces. I can put that into my little thing. These are little hands. I have no idea what was in here. I didn't even look very good. It just looked like a bundle of fun. Oh, look at these little hands. Don't know what I'm going to use them for, but I can think of something. If you've got ideas for any of this stuff, please shout it out. I'm thinking I could maybe write on some of these. I don't know. And here's a bunch of teddy bear erasers. Yeah, no idea. These crayons I actually have an idea for. I was watching AJ's Inspired Life just the other night, and I'll write her down so you can look for it. And she talked about playing hopscotch with students, and then somebody else did the wax paper where you take crayons, if I remember right, and you break them up and shave them up maybe, and then put the wax paper back down, and I believe you iron over it. Somebody tell me, comment if that's not how you do it. Well, Emerson will come home with some crayons, but I thought these might be fun for her and I to play with. She can color or she can do whatever, and we can put it on wax paper. Because I want to teach her. I used to teach the kids. I'd have the 100th day of school, and we'd pretend it was 100 years back. And we would do jacks and hopscotch and those kind of things. And I want to teach her how to do that. These are just big flowers. Huh. I'm thinking they would be great in my jelly printing. You know, we could use it for that. Of course, we can put them in our creative journals. You know, put this with you know, a little cloud over it or something. But I have 3 colors. I have the hot pink and I have the blue. I could even embroider on them. Then there's a bunch of these. Oh, these are those bracelet things. Oh, Emerson will have fun with those, won't she? I guess that's what they are. There's a purple and some silver. Yeah, she'll come up with stuff to do with them. If nothing else, I could cut them up, I guess. I don't know. Then, this was in the scrapbook stuff. And no name on it because it's somebody's passed off. Made in China. What isn't? Here's just some cute little embellishments. I don't want to open it because I know then I'll have them everywhere. But it looks like there's some different circles and hearts and shapes and spirals. All kinds of fun stuff. Here's a bunch of frames. You know, a lot of this has not even been opened. I do want to open up the frames. I don't have lots of this store-bought stuff because I always had to make my embellishments, but sometimes you just want something, you know, a frame or something like that. So, there's a camera. I can use that. Good times. Some little aren't those cute, the little polka dots? These I can use for DAR or something. Look at those cute little things. Perfect. Yep, I can use those. Yeah, we can use anything, can't we? Give me a box of rocks and I can, if nothing else, paint them. Guess they went that way. Then, these look like fun. Look at the little oh, look at the little, oh, that's cute. The balloons and the flowers. The little dogs. There's another camera. Cute little kiddos. Another good times. Gosh, yeah, I can use these. And I'll keep these handy so as I'm journaling, I can remember that I have them because, you know, sometimes for me, that's the hardest part. Cute, cute. I am so excited to get this. What I'd also like to know is who donated it because I've got a crafting parter. Here's some birthday stickers. Always can use those. Look at the little postcard. I made some postcards. I need to, cute as a button. Sometimes it's the little things that make the biggest difference. Dreamer. Find your true colors. Do the impossible. Everyone has a story worth telling. And then I've already got my name on it. They just need a little note and an address. So if you need something to cheer you up or something like that, let me know and you'll have a postcard coming your way or a happy mail. You never know. Well, this is a fun little stencil. I don't know. Can you see that or is it just a glare? Let me take it out because I'm not going to keep it in this plastic bag. Pretty cool beans. I love it. And then, well, isn't that cute? It's an envelope. Gosh, I can store some of this stuff in it here by my desk. Awesome. And then there's more punch outs. That's cute paper. And then on the back, it's dark. yellow and white. Oh, I love that gingham. Here's some polka dots. Oh, I love this. Oh, look at, is that not gorgeous paper? And I love how the two sides of each one are different. Oh, ooh, some green vellum, purple vellum, dark purple vellum, orange vellum. Maybe it's supposed to be red. And yellow vellum. I'll have to put that in with all my other vellum. And then borders. Well, love it. Love it, love it, love it. Huh. Anybody know what this is? Wonder if it's like a corner tack or a corner pocket or something. And here's the another little thing where they poke stuff out of, but they kept this. That was smart. And then here's some nice white paper. And then this darling red and white. I think that was a jackpot. I love all of this. That was well worth my money. And then this is sock money. Do you remember having these as a little kid, or am I too old? I remember somebody making these. It was $8.99. It's the Paper Studio. And I don't remember. I didn't get it for any $8.99. And I almost didn't stop today. And I thought, oh, you never know. Well, I was right. You never do. Oh, look at the bling. And I have gold bling, but I don't have red and black bling. Yeah, this desk is all going to be cleaned off here. And look at the stickers. Aren't those cute? No idea how many there are. I imagine there's just one. And don't know what I'm going to do with the monkey except for filler. I just couldn't let it go. Yep, stickers, just one sheet. I think I'm going to keep this for when Allison draws her item of the month as a paper pack or something like that. Could use that. And then these are three-dimensional little monkeys. And then some black vinyl letters. And now what I'm really wanting to see, oh, look at that. And like I said, I wasn't so excited about the monkeys. It's one of the other stuff I knew would probably show up. So here's red and white polka dotted. Look at that. Isn't that cute? If nothing else, I could use this to make some get well card for a child, or, oh, I love the plaid. And then the buttons. What would you do with this? Because I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I just know I'm going to keep it. I know I'm going to keep it. And I'm going to try and put it back in the bag. And I didn't open the right end, so but that's pretty cool stuff. I'm excited about the monkey. Very excited about all this that went together. And then that grab bag that went together. I think this was well worth my money. I don't know how much I spent because I still had money. I always just, when I sell anything, leave the money there and then use money as I need it, or as I buy something. But I'm going to try and put these in. Now I'm just going to put them all right here, and I'll do that later. Now I want to show you what I've been doing. Yesterday I made a video. Accidentally erased it. Yeah, I worked in my journal. I did a master board. I cut the master board up. And then I made stuff with some of my master board cut-ups. This was part of my cut-ups, the ones that here with the it wasn't a big one. It's just a small little master board. And then I took my fun toys and I made a cluster. Yeah, some tags. I thought that turned out pretty. I was trying to use my cheesecloth I dyed so I could use any of it if I wanted to for my creative journal. Well, I did. Had my hot glue out. I was really raring to go. And then accidentally deleted the video. So, this is, which I've told you before, I love to make clusters. And I like to make things ahead of time. So that's what I now have more stuff made. I had a hospital auxiliary meeting yesterday, and I was up, it wasn't until 1:30. And so I was up here before in the morning working, and my husband hollered up and said, "What time's your meeting?" This is how I go sometimes. Oh, 1:30 or 2 if I even decide to go. And he goes, "Well, you should." Because I had not been out of the house since, yesterday was Monday. I hadn't been out of the house since Friday. And so I decided to go. Well, I had fun when I got there. Bunch of little old ladies. And when I say little old ladies, I don't mean, I'm the youngest. The president is probably around my age. And then the next closest is probably 75. And we're having a bake sale Thursday. and I chuckled. We have two ladies, Bonnie and Mary Ann, and they're two peas in a pod. Best of friends. In fact, one daughter married a son. Their husbands work together. Two peas in a pod. Well, last year, Bonnie's angel food cake at our yard sale went for over $200. Yeah. So I was sitting kind of between them, and I said, so are you making your famous, and I mean known all over town that she makes angel food cakes. And I said, so do you have a secret? You know, is this a secret recipe? Do you share the recipe? I said, I've never really made angel food cake. I buy them, you know. We put strawberries on them, if anything. And she just started chuckling. And so did Mary Ann. And finally, she stopped chuckling. She said, well, you know, Betty Crocker and I have this deal. She puts the stuff in the box, and I take it out and make it. It was a box mix from Betty Crocker. Yeah. I said, well, I guess that's no secret. I need to go get me a box mix. And she said, yes, you do. And anyway, this was Friday. I went to Emerson's Daniel Boone speech. I went to the big DAR memorial dedication. Then Saturday, Greg went to all the graduation parties because I couldn't speak. It hurt to talk. As you can tell, I'm still I've been this way for over a month now. Sunday, because Andy's on the school board, little bitty town again, the entire school board has to sit up on the stage. And so Greg went, Nikki, and took the kids. They all went. And I asked Greg, I said, you know, I'm proud of all of them for going because, you know, a 13 and a 9-year-old, I'm sure, could find other things to be doing. And I said, but, you know, Daddy never misses a thing of theirs. It sure didn't hurt them to go to something of his. And he said they were really good. Emerson gets pretty antsy. So, yeah, those erasers are going to go to school or something. And I thought, yeah, they can. So, that was $4. All that, the monkeys and the other scrapbook stuff. So anyway, I was the one that stayed home. Now they did film it and put it on Huddle. I don't know if you guys all have that, but anyway, it's so that like you can watch a ball game if you can't be there or something like that. So they did that, and I stayed home. Then this was yesterday, and it rained. It rained a lot more the night before, but it sure was cloudy. I don't know. Do I want that, or do I want that? So anyway, after the my meeting, I went to one of the Mennonite nurseries and spent quite a bit of money on perennials and a few annuals. I'm not ready for my annuals yet. I'm still trying to get my big flower beds established. And I got home and I was just going to leave them in the vehicle. Thought, you know, tomorrow's another day. I looked, it was to be a yucky day again today. So I thought, okay, I'm planting. So I planted a few hanging pots that I bought on sale, some waving pink petunias, and a couple lantanas in a pot. Now in Florida, lantanas are a perennial, not up here. I love them. And Jackson was there, and I went in to get some potting soil, and Greg had been using it, which totally fine, totally fine. And could put that there, I believe. And I said, your dad's used most of it. And he goes, what do you want dirt for? And I told him to plant some flowers. And he told Jackson, he said, go get that dirt that we brought in that does not have the grass and stuff growing it, because we just go out and get dirt out of the pastures. I mean, we've got better dirt than you probably can find, but sometimes I like it with some fertilizer in it and stuff like that. And so Jackson did, and here he is, 13 years old, carrying these two full 5-gallon buckets of wet dirt over like it's nothing. So I told him where I wanted it, and he put it there, and he asked me, do you want me to dump it? And I said no, because I'm not sure exactly how much I want. And I said, I want to put some stuff. I have an old vintage, like wash tub that's up on a stand, like when we use the wringer washer. And excuse me. And I said, but you can carry the other one to the front porch, because I'm going to put it in hanging baskets. And he did. So I came back over and was putting my pots in the washstand. And I said, so how many hours of school are left? He said, I don't know. There's 2.5 days. And it could have been over today as far as I'm concerned. Yep, you and a million other kids in the world. Now, there's, I had their both mom and dad. But anyway, she was telling me that her son hates school. Her husband did when I had him. And the last day of school, his dad told him, you don't have to go today if you don't want to. Every day we've heard you complain. So if you don't want to go today, you don't have to. And he looked at his dad and he said, I have been waiting all year for today. I'm not going to miss it now. So I have a feeling that's kind of how Jackson would feel. Now, I'm wanting to decorate this a little. Not quite sure how to decorate my hospital auxiliary meeting. See, I had hospital auxiliary. I had hospital auxiliary. I bought plants for Big Tree. Planted. That was about the extent of my, I crafted, didn't I? You know, we can't forget that important crafting stuff that I do every day. But this is my alcohol ink spray. This is alcohol ink spray. No, that's alcohol ink. Not the spray, but the drops or whatever you want to call them. I thought I've got the minutes I guess I could use. Hold on, it's down here on the floor. I really don't need all of the stuff, but I can put this on. Yeah, I'm an inker. I don't know, it just gives it something. Don't know what, but and I have no idea where my tags are, my receipts are. In my billfold or in my purse, I'm guessing. Okay, so I did that. You know, I could use these for when I volunteer at the hospital and stuff, like helping hands. That might be fun. Just a thought. Just a brain burp. Main topic of conversation is our bake sale, and we have a bake sale each year at the hospital that anybody can come to, but it's mainly for the hospital employees. And don't want that shaking all around. I don't know. Today it was bothering me. And our PR person for our hospital's mother was known for her cooking and her baking. A little bit of hoarding. And she had piles of pie pans. And so at the benefit for the friends of ours that had got his new heart, they made, she and her sister made pies using their mom's recipe, and they went for $200-300 more because it's a benefit, but yeah, still. But you get to keep Elaine's pie pan. Well, they still have them. They're still using them, so they're going to do the same thing. And the girls make extremely good pies. When I had cancer, people brought food every day. Every day we had food. And when I got my gallbladder out, people, that's just how it is. in a small town. And one of the girls, not the one at the meeting, but her older sister, brought me a lemon meringue pie. And you know, that was one that tasted better to me than anything else I had eaten. You know, it's funny how when you're sick, certain things just hit the spot. And that lemon meringue, and I'm not even a big lemon meringue pie person, but that hit the spot. Greg was in town and she called him and said she'd made me one and she was going to bring it out, but if he was going to be in town, you know, she'd send it out. And he goes, I'm in town. I'm going to be in town today. So we did that. Need a little bit of lace or a ruffle here. This is ink sprayed. But I don't know that I like that coffee dye with the white. Okay, now let's look at some flowers because I planted flowers yesterday. Now, these aren't going to be the same things as I plant, but they're going to stand for it. My peonies right now are so pretty. I don't know if I've said this before, but Greg's grandma always called them Decoration Day flowers. And we're going to have them. We'll go to we'll go to Lawn Ridge. That's the one Jackson and Andy keep mowed. Well, he does two of them. That's one of them they keep mowed. And, because that's where his mom and dad are. It's more, his mom always did that. It's a bigger deal to him than me. But we still do it because it's important to him. And, you know, some years he likes to go to all of them, and we go all over the county. I don't know if, I know, now my sister who lives in Kansas doesn't go. We weren't raised to go. I guess Mom probably did, but I've got this for writing, and there's not lots to write. So I can pretty much, well, let's do one of my new clusters. I made them, let's use one. I might as well use one that has, here, this is a good one. Because it's got this that's dyed on it that goes with the pink. This goes over here with that yellow. There we go. If it warms up today, I hope to plant those hostas, but they were $11 a piece, and I bought 8 of them. That should do us in hostas. Okay, then this, I bought coffee at the pharmacy, so I want to stick this on somewhere. And then this, I'll show you what I do with it. I can make a pocket, but I won't. Went to a different little greenhouse thing to get my flowers because I didn't want to leave town. And older Mennonite lady. And around here, our Mennonites know their flowers. And she was helping me. I want ground cover to put in the shade around my hostas. And she was helping me look. Well, do I have any? I have one in here already. What I do with these, I use them for my clusters. And I may have shown you already. Here, like this. See how it looks like part of a box? Well, that's what I'll do with these. I'll cut them and then make a cluster out of them. So, saving the earth. I'm saving the earth. All right, so we've got that done. I've done that. It still needs something here, but I'm not sure what I want there. So maybe I'll put a quote or something. I'll leave this in here because later I'll write about it if I don't keep up. Okay, I've got this. We did hair. I bought pastas. And then we'll see what else happens today. All right. So there's my Creative Daily Journal. And then this is my, and yes, it needs more color. And I don't know. I see some of you all, and they're so bright and cheery, and I'm not sure what to put there. Maybe we'll put polka dots. I don't want anything that's going to bleed through. I could use those crayons, but they don't have too many pretty colors. Well, we'll try this. Well, these highlighters from Dollar Tree didn't last long. This is what Bridget would do on Plan Her Creations. She does lots of polka dots. To fill in. But I want some other things too. I don't want just polka dots. Let's do one more color. No, that's green. I've already done green. See if the blue one has anything left. Yep, it does. What do you guys do as your filler? I went to Hospital Auxiliary, but I don't know what to use for it. We do a lot of sewing in it, that's for sure. We're talking about sewing. We're going to have a couple of sew days. One to make pillowcases for surgery patients, so they have something pretty to lay their heads on. And we need, I call them I call them pacemaker bags, but you know, they wear them around their neck, and it goes with, it hooks to their pacemaker and keeps Tronomy bags or something like that. I crafted yesterday and today. Now these I did yesterday to show last day of school. Tomorrow's Jackson's Awards Day. Do I have any little flowers to show I bought flowers? Yep, I do. Birds are still eating out of my bird feeders, so I don't need to fill those. I don't fill those bird feeders until they're empty. Otherwise, they'd eat the sunflowers and call it good. And I'm not. Butterflies are sure out, aren't they? So we'll put a butterfly here. Well, none of these are, I did plant some succulents yesterday. Oh, I should have like some appointments, and do I have any of those stickers left? You know, like hair appointments, and I did get a coffee. I love when she washes my hair. Here, we could put this on for my hair, my haircut. You know, when they get done doing all that stuff, I could easily tell them, okay, now wash it and do it all over again. Thought I had some that said meeting, appointment, you know, that kind of stuff. And I easily could have used them up. Here comes the sun. I kind of wish it would. Maybe this is it. Appointment. Okay. Now, if I organize this, it would all help, wouldn't it? But no, we're not going to do that. But I'm going to put my don't forget up here. And then tomorrow, I'll have to wait to see about Jackson's. Then we have the last day of school. Anything here I can use? That would have worked on Earth Day, wouldn't it? Here's the, I'm trying to use these things up. I'm not a huge fan of them, but what can I say? And there's another frog. I'm going to have 3 more great grandbaby nieces or nephews, I mean. Don't know what they are yet. Okay. But see, now I've got this white spot. So let me see what I can do. I wish somebody'd leave theirs open long enough for me to copy, you know. Now, I know Bridget kind of does this stuff. But I don't know that I want to do that on all of them. How's that looking? Does fill in that white space, doesn't it? A whole bunch. And I'll put Hospital AUX. And then what do you think? Went ahead and did that just so it's done if I don't do much more than Jackson's award thing. Well, if you got ideas on how I can fill up the white space, please let me know. Otherwise, I guess I'm going to sit here with some colored pencils and color in. Because I don't like, I mean, in April, I just left it. And then I think when I was done, I kind of filled it in. Don't know. I don't know. Inquiring minds need to know. A lot of them need to be sharpened. And Miss Emerson has a little pencil sharpener. She'd be happy to do those. She loves that kind of stuff. Up here, maybe. This, isn't it hard to think that it's almost the end of May? My goodness. Dee-dum-dum. Well, I may do more on it. I may just wait to see if anybody gives me some ideas on what to do. And now I'll clean off my desk because you know what? It is a mess. These are going up here in my highlighters. My colored ink pens. These need to go back over to my hem. I love this color. I know so many of you can't hardly look at it, but oh, I love it. I was at a meeting and one of the other reading coaches, and I'm talking, this is a national meeting. You know, we reading coaches wanted to sit together because, you know, we didn't know everybody. And so she came in and found us really fast. And somebody made the comment, that was your fast. And she said, if you want to find Kathy, just look for a pink. She'll have something on that's pink. My secret was out, wasn't it? Okay, I knew I had some of these. And if I don't, I'm just sticking it in. There we go. I'll stick it here in the front so I can find them. Because tomorrow, I probably won't remember that's where they're at. This is going to go in my weather. These go in my box of Sari Silk. Yeah, pardon the reach. All my bling like this goes up here. And these go in a box behind me. This goes on here. Oh, here's another one of these that I made with that carton. Okay, more bows, more bows. I don't know if you can see these bows. I go through lots of bows. Everybody needs a bow for something. Some of you are thinking, not me, I don't need one. Sure you do, sure you do. There's something, nothing else a present you need a bow on. These go with my colored pencils. This goes with my black inks. This goes with my Sari Silk and my seam binding. These go over here. This goes over here. This goes over here with my ink stamps. These go with my colored pens. Oh, there, that goes with some of those others. Bling, pardon my reach. Let's get rid of, sorry, I was in your face. I just needed to get rid of it so my desk didn't look quite so bad. I have a plethora of paper clips, but I think I'm going to put those in a dish so I have them up here handy because, yeah, I always need those. Okay. This all goes in my, this little thing. I need the lid to this that I haven't found yet. I put it out of the way so I wouldn't dump them. And I don't know where I put them. Here's Froggy stickers. That'll go in. I'll stick them in here. Those go with my ribbon clusters. At least that's what I call them. These will go up here in that drawer. I've got these flowers. And that can now, excuse me, I'm putting that up there on top so it doesn't break. There we go. This is what I needed, was that lid. We're about done. This goes with, here's music. Here's these. Here's these, and they all go right there behind where my cup is. So I'm just piling another bow. Those will go faster when Emerson's here. Colored pencils, colored ink pens. Now, this lace goes down here. I really don't know why I'm picking up, I guess to make a mess again. This is glue, way over in the wrong pasture. Oh, excuse me, I was thirsty woman. So I'm going to put these over here. In this drawer. Music. I do apologize for my reach. In the music drawer, and I don't remember where I put those, but it won't take me long. I'm just not going to keep reaching over finding it. These go up here. Sorry about that. These all go in this. Look how quick I'm putting this stuff up, just to make another mess. Okay, these go behind me in a little box. And then over here, I have a place for all of these here on my desk. Another drawer. Those are a tag. A tag, a tag. A cluster, a tag, cluster. I'll put that with the cluster. And then these are empty, ready to be decorated. And so you know where all my tags go. They go in the other room in those old toolboxes. These are all tags. I'm going to call that a short little tag. Those are tags. These I call clusters. Are there any more of them? And they go in with all these clusters. Yeah, my box was almost empty. We couldn't have that. And then, well, goodness. These little things that I do not know what they really are going to go on Emerson's desk. And these are going to go, where's that other stuff? I wanted to remember I had it. This is going to go over there with my other hole punches, hopefully some of these. This will go over here in my fabric basket for journaling. I think there was, yeah, this stuff. And I wanted to use this to put it in. All of these are going to go over here with paper borders, because I think they're too long. Yeah, they're too long for my other paper borders. However, I could cut them, you know, by like 9 inches or something like that, so that they fit. But I don't know. Excuse me. See, I don't think they're going to fit in here. And this is where I put some of my other borders. And see, they're not going to fit here with my tapes. Not because I have too many, but because they're too long. So I am going, see, how much is 9 inches? Because 9 inches, I don't usually make. Okay, so I'm going to make these about that long so they fit in a book. And I'm going to do just a little longer because I know that's not up all the way. And I want them all to fit here in my borders. And if I'd just cut them so they fit into here, then I'd have had a bunch of little bitty ones. And I didn't want a bunch of little bitty ones. I wanted, you know, two that maybe I could at least make a cluster, make a cluster or something like that with. All right, so now I am going, where's my envelope? Here it is. Isn't that cute little envelope? And I'm not even going to take these out. I'll stick those in there. I'll stick those in there. I'm going to put these with birthday stickers. You know, this is the handiest book. Handiest book. I saw Allison, was it your channel? You had something like this? And I thought, oh, that'd be handy for my stickers. You know, the loose ones you don't know what to do with. And it has been. All right, so we have these, and then I think until I cut those, I'm going to put that in there. And then I'm going to put it over here in this so that I remember I've got them. Now, don't need that anymore. This I'll hang up with my stencils. This I'll probably hang up with my stencils. This I don't know what I'll do. This I'm going to put in my, I have a bunch of envelopes like this. And I have one that says vellum. And I'm going to put these in the vellum. I'm going to put these and I don't know. Just love that paper. Probably in my specialty paper. I may put it over here, and I may use some of these for my May journal. I may definitely do that. So those are going behind me. The vellum, I just have a basket behind me that all of those folders fit in that are labeled. I want that. This can go with all my cameras. Where are... Yeah, I should probably label. But, you know, then what's the fun in searching? Well, where are my cameras? I have a little bag of cameras. It's a long, skinny one. I need it out today anyway because I filmed, so I need it on my, well, we're just going to put this in today's. Look at that. All right, and then here's another frame. And these all go in here. And one of those bags, I'm not going to worry right now which bag. And then these I will cut out on my time. I'm not gonna, but I still haven't. Okay, these are going over with the stencils. They go over in that closet. I just have them hanging up on hangers. I have like a loop and I stick them on the loop, and it's just a hop, skip, and a jump away. But anyway, I'm going to keep looking for my cameras because that's bugging me to death. You know you've got something and you can't find it, how that just, they're sewing machines. It just bugs you to death. And that's where I'm at right now, being bugged to death. Because I know what it's in, I know what it looks like. Can't find it, but I will. But until then, my desk looks a tad better. Not sure what I'm going to put these in. I know where all that's going to go. I want to write Bridget down to shout out, so you guys can find these people. It's worth your time. Another person I'm just going to shout out to is Carrie at the Concrete Base Butterfly. I enjoy watching her. She just cracks me up. So, and Elizabeth, I'll give her a shout out. She's another one I really enjoy watching. So, there you go. Have a wonderful day. Always remember, you have a purpose. Bye for now.